Hey everybody, Rob from Karma Comment Chameleon, today looking at a short story from the ProRevenge subreddit. Luxury car dealership wants to treat customer like dirt, ends up washing his car instead. Let's jump right in. This isn't my story. It happened to my ex-classmate's dad, but it's too sweet of a story to not share. His dad is a pretty wealthy guy and owns his own construction business. My classmate always showed up in fancy clothes and cars. One day, Dad walks into a car dealership. He was interested in buying a Mercedes G-Wagon. He went inside and was ignored for almost an hour while other customers were treated. Eventually, a couple of salesmen approach Dad and ask him what he's doing here. Dad starts asking about the cars. The salesmen were very dismissive and sarcastic in their response to him. It's clear they aren't taking him seriously and begin to leave. Dad becomes irritated and asks what their problem is. They argue for a minute when the manager comes and tells Dad to leave. Dad had just come from work and was wearing slightly dirty jeans, boots, and a t-shirt. He's also a dark-skinned individual. Both of these factors probably made him look lower class in their eyes. Little did they know, a few weeks later, Dad ends up purchasing the car at another dealership. He negotiated free car washes for life as he traded in one of his luxury cars. Apparently, he was able to go to other dealerships in the area who authorized the same thing regarding car washes. Dad ends up going to first dealership and throws the keys on the front counter. He demanded a car wash. The same manager eventually came by to object, but Dad showed him all the paperwork. He looked a bit shocked and begrudgingly got the process started. Dad has been going back almost every day for car washes. He always cheekily smiles at all the staff members with a poop-eating grin as a greeting, especially the two salesmen. They now just hang their head in shame and walk away whenever they see him. There's another story in the comments that's very similar. It says, "What is it with Mercedes-Benz dealers? Roughly 20 years ago, I had a similar experience. I was still in my 20s and had a six-figure job. I was interested in buying an M-Class at the time, and since I was friends with the local dealership's owner's SO, I thought I'd at least try to give them the opportunity to earn my business. I went to the dealership, found the sales manager had mentioned that I was interested in an M, wanted to test drive. I was told they were busy with other customers. The dealership was dead midweek, lunchtime, and that they'd help me soon. I wasted about 20 to 30 minutes looking at various other vehicles before going to find someone. Couldn't find a single soul. They were basically hiding or had left for lunch. I basically left, went back to work. Since I worked with the owner's SO, I mentioned to him my experience. He was pretty upset. He called his husband and let him know what happened, who then called me later that afternoon. Apparently, they've had this talk with the sales team before, and he was deeply apologetic. So since we're friends, he wants to set up a sting against his sales team. We set up a time to do this when he's normally at the dealership. I'm supposed to message him before I get there, but I should first try to get the attention of the sales team. What he did was stage to have the vehicle I wanted set up in the center of the showroom. So I do all this. The guy recognizes me from the previous visit. The sales team mostly ignores me. Then, about 10 minutes after I've been just waiting around, the owner walks in to find me and makes a huge fuss. Comes up to me, hugs me like family, and asks me what I'm doing. He puts on a big show in front of the sales team and sales manager. You could hear the jaws drop from behind the glass doors as he's doing this right in the middle of the main showroom. He personally starts showing me the car and then makes his sales manager move all the cars around out of the way so we could take it for a drive. We came back from the drive and he has some other salesman go put some champagne on ice. Later, we closed the deal to the surprise of all these salesmen. Apparently, after it was all over and after I'd left, he gave the entire sales team a long lecture about age, gender, visual appearance, and wealth, essentially saying, you never know who is going to walk into the dealership and who they might know. He put most of the team on notice. Sales manager was relieved at the end of the day. A few others were let go a few weeks later. Needless to say, the surviving team was extremely nice to me each time I visited the dealership for service. In general, the dealership seemed to have a lot more activity after the cleansing and sales. They've since sold the dealership, and I have moved on from my Benz. Both of these stories are classic never judge a book by its cover stories, a lesson that everybody should learn when they're still young and it can actually make an impression on them. My wife and I have experienced the exact same thing in dealerships in this area. Many years ago, we'd pull into the dealership with our 2000 Ford Focus and we wouldn't get any attention at all. And then we bought a 2009 Chrysler 300. We pulled into the same dealerships after and people were right on us because it must have looked like we actually had money then. I want to thank OP for posting their story to the ProRevenge subreddit. You can visit them at the links in the description below. Please go there and give them an upvote. Once again, this is Rob from Karma Comment Chameleon saying thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and share it with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one.